I think for a long time I wanted to get rid of the densities, and obviously that just sets up a struggle. And I suppose at the understanding level I've kind of let go of that. I mean, what Ruth said to me last night, just when you said you can step out of your karma, and in the now kind of thing. And it's such a tantalising kind of, it's such a tantalising kind of.
It sounds so easy, doesn't it?
But it's your experience. You just have to see it honestly and clearly that it's your experience. In the now, there can be no karma.
Yeah.
Because in the now, there's just the now.
Yes.
Karma is by definition time-bound.
Yes.
And time and space appear in the so-called now, or you can call it.
Yeah.
So now I'm using words that can still seem quite theoretical, but you can then go to your experience and take a thought that revolves around a time-bound storyline of a character. But then you have many choices. You could just ignore the content of the thought because you already know it's rubbish, and then see that a thought appears in the now. It doesn't appear in the past, it doesn't appear in the present. The content of that thought refers to the past and projects into the future. So if you're not clear about that, and if you believe yourself to be the character at the heart of the thought, you then have the option to investigate the legitimacy of that belief and go look for that one. So you have to go look. But if you are looking honestly, with your best intention, you would never find that one in the now. You might find them in another thought or in another. So in this exploration, when we're really going to the absolute reality of experience, it's radical, and it's your experience. You may not yet have fully owned this experience, but so I probably shouldn't say it's your experience. I should say be open to the fact that it is your experience, and go make it your experience. Don't take my word for it.
Yeah.
But then at another moment, you're interested in exploring the storyline, Rosalind in her life, the circumstances, the relationships, the events, and that there's a case for that too. But what's nice is, I would say this axis, the vertical, the absolute axis would be the first one. Really, if you're interested in freedom, you have to go first and undermine these beliefs completely. And you have to do this over and over again. But then, it's not the end of Rosalind or Ellen or Jenny. We continue, and so then it's more of a joy to explore the particularities of this story of not just Rosalind, in fact, but all the characters involved around Rosalind, and in the knowledge that if you pause the film at any given moment and go touch, or even you don't have to pause the film, you let the film on, you go touch the screen. You go look at the reality of whatever is happening at any given moment, all you will find is something that is completely free of that movement. So this is a radical exploration. But it doesn't mean that we have to give up completely the more relative. More relative, I don't think that's even true. It's the creativity of manifestation. We can look at it, but once we've understood what's real, we look at it with a kind of lightness, with all the tendencies and habits to refer to the past and project into the future and function from identification have relaxed. So it's like the universe has more options. The screenwriter up there, not up there, has more options, like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not exactly right, but Does that kind of meet, or did I shut you up? And
Yeah.
it's not so much that you can step out of your karma, but rather that you can see that karma is just a fancy name for the what is this called? The fanning out of time and space. That's karma. But at any given time, you can go like those in Spanish for me. Shut it. Here and now. And then you open it again. Enjoy the display. I can see you're not quite convinced. So please come back.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can see how I'm. I've got some kind of identification with a story around my health.
Yeah.
And I kind of offer it up, on a daily basis. You know what I mean? It's kind of like I wake up and, I no longer fall into it in the way that I would have done in the past. But it's still there.
Well, maybe you need to give it up in a more whole. Don't even, because maybe what you're still doing is I'm giving it up.
It seems like another habit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's.
But I think
that's a new.
Just give it up. Don't just give it up. Whenever you feel that whole constellation of the beliefs and first of all, the idea that I am born and I will die, that I am the body.
Yeah, I think I am still.
As long as you believe that you are the body, then you're very concerned, obviously.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's it. It's like
and I'm not suggesting that we shouldn't be concerned, if there's illness, but as a belief and as a fear-based position, as a limiting position, we should give it up.
Yeah.
We're not limited by the body-mind.
I felt like in the session I kind of had a taste of that, where it was almost like through the movement, it's like I finished up just spontaneously kind of, bowing to the ground or bowing to God or whatever. And it just felt very poignant that it was something like there was some kind of, almost like whatever was here in the, that felt like in the backspace of, behind what I still think is the body or whatever, was kind of like dropping or something, but it was just pure sensation, and it just felt very, it felt liberating in some kind of way. There was some loosening of some kind.
But even there, I'm detecting an agenda, a doer, a surrenderer. Don't have any agendas. Or if you can't not have an agenda, but surrender the agendas. Any idea about how things should be, could be, were, all of that. Anything that revolves around someone called Rosalind who could be, should be. Just drop it, like, puff. You don't have to undo it and analyze it and then it's ready to be surrendered. Just plop. And then of course another layer comes up. Maybe more body-bound, a fear or a, no. You see it, you let it rise fully. As you allow it, you objectify it, meaning you see it for what it is, and in doing that you take your place as awareness. And then you forget about it, you let it go, and then the next, and it's at some point in this kind of process, this sacred process, where we were habitually identifying with the objects of experience, it's like the listening presence itself, the welcoming presence, begins to exert its magnetic pull. It's like we've orbited the objects. We're no longer so interested. We've understood. We taste our true nature. But until we do, we have to. We know we have the intuition of our true nature, but we're still seduced by the objects, by the so-called karma. We're still bound up in that story of me. You can't go halfway, that's the thing, you know. You have to go the whole course. You don't have to, but if that's what you want. And then you find that actually the caretaking of the body, the loving of the body is effortless, it's natural. The body is our first environment, it's what we care for, it's like our garden. You know, and Rosalind, you know, you have a particular responsibility with Rosalind. I have a particular responsibility with Ellen, you could say. But it's hard to talk about this for me, but I don't always feel it's exactly right, but I hope I'm communicated something of the truth.
Yeah.
And an encouragement, that's what I want.
Yeah.
We all experience what you experience. It's natural.